excited because this video is my first story time. So I finally have a story to tell y'all, and it's juicy. It's juicy for me just because things like this don't really happen in my life. Hold on. This cough is still trying to sneak up on me. Let me get my water real. Anywho, okay. Just in case my throat want to act up. So, speaking of water and snacks, get y'all a snack. I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I have my snack. This is birthday cake popcorn, and we'll see if I actually open it during this video, but I have a snack there just in case. But okay, so this video, as y'all seen from the title, one of my coworkers pulled out pepper spray unnecessarily to me. But anyways, let me just get into the details. So first, let me give y'all a little background so you can understand the dynamic of my work environment. So I work for a staffing agency and I'm the admin assistant. So I'm like the, I guess, face of the office, face of the company. When people come in, I'm the first person they see and all that jazz. Now, the main people in this story is going to be a recruiter. So I'm not going to go too much into what a staffing agency is, but basically, like, we work with temps and get them different jobs and this, that, and the third. So we have a recruiter, or head a recruiter, but spoiler alert. Anywho, there is a recruiter. I'm going to name her Sasha. Typically, people who do story times, they like change the names just in case. I really doubt that they would ever see this, but just in case, because y'all don't even know the company. Not like that. Nobody would know anything about these people unless these people actually watched, which they actually wouldn't. But anywho, and then it's true. So if they watched it, I mean, I don't know what they would be mad about, except for the fact that I'm sharing it, I guess. Anywho, okay, this is a story, but we try not to go on too many tangents. So, anywho, there's a recruiter. I'm naming her Sasha for the sake of this story. There's her, and then there is Kelly, who is our account manager, and she is basically the supervisor of both me and Sasha. And then there's my boss. I'm not giving him a name. He's not really relevant for the story, but I mean, he's the boss, and he wasn't here during either of these two altercations, but I'll just call him my boss. So, Kelly, the account manager, she has been with this company since January, okay? Then I started in April. We had another recruiter who also started in April. She's irrelevant to the story, but she didn't last too long. So then Sasha comes on the scene, which I might also refer to her as the new girl, because I had been referring to her as the new girl. But if I remember to say Sasha, I'll say Sasha. But anyway, Sasha is the new girl. She started... It would have to have been the beginning of June. Yeah, the first week of June, first or second week of June, okay? So, Sasha gets here. Now, mind you, this company has had a lot of turnover this year and the end of last year. And, you know, they've been trying different people out and things like that. Has been the consistent one since January. And she has been looking for admin assistants and receptionists, and recruiters for a while, with the help of my boss a little bit, but she was the main one looking and hiring people. So anywho, like I said, the other recruiter who started like a week before me, it didn't work out with her. So anywho, about a couple weeks later, we find Sasha, or Kelly finds Sasha. Sasha seems like a wonderful fit. She actually had went on a few temp assignments for us throughout the last few months, and she always showed up on time and did her duties at the temp assignments, and the clients at those assignments liked her and asked for her back and things like that. So she was doing well with those assignments. So Kelly thought, maybe she would be a good fit as a recruiter here. So she gets asked to come in to try out the recruiter role and see if she likes it. So she's there. Things are fine. The first day went well. Kelly was training her. Things seemed to go well. They were getting along fine. I get along with whoever anyway. And I didn't really have to be too hands-on with them anyway. But, you know, it's fine. Small talk, cute. It's fine. It's fine. The second day, Sasha she was we have, okay, let's rewind a little bit. I have a clip for y'all of the office space so you can get an idea. Okay, I just want to show y'all the layout. This is my desk. This is the center area. And then this is Sasha's desk area, or was her desk area. And then over there is Kelly's office. This is how close. This is the door. And then this is the conference room. But you'll see that my desk, the front desk, is on one side. And then there's an area in the middle that has desks where nobody is using those desks right now. And then Sasha's desk is on the other side. And Kelly's has a closed off office, which is right near Sasha's desk. The next few days, Kelly actually ended up working from home because she got sick, and she had her kids were sick, and she also got married. So all of that happened. She was out of the office. This is still Sasha's first week. My boss is training her here and there. I'm telling her a few things that Kelly emailed and told me to let her know. But basically, she was kind of, you know, just there getting her feet wet, learning everything and all of that. So now, this is the second week, Sasha's second week, moving on to Sasha's second week. Kelly's back in the office. They're doing, you know, training here and there. Things are fine. It's okay. And so then Friday comes. This is Sasha's second week, the Friday of the second week. Things basically were pretty much fine. On Friday, Sasha was leaving out to go pick up these business cards that she had ordered, I guess, on Wednesday or Thursday, and she was going to pick them up. So she goes into Kelly's office and lets her know, like, hey, I'm stepping out, going on an errand. She didn't, later we found out that it was for the business cards, but that's irrelevant. She basically just told Kelly, hey, I'm stepping out. Kelly said, that's fine. On Sasha's way out of Kelly's office, she turns the light off. Now, Kelly is in the office working and typing, whatever she was doing, and Kelly turns off the light. Now, mind you, my desk is way off. I don't know nothing that's going on. Sasha leaves. Kelly comes out the office and tells me what had just happened. And again, we're chatty. So we talk about everything, not just work stuff, like just everything. We talk about family. We talk about God. We just talk about things. So it, that wasn't unusual for her to come out and tell me like something that happened. But we were trying to figure out like what was it? Because she was like, I think Sasha just turned the light off in my office, but I don't know if I'm tripping. And do you think that she would do that? That's weird. I'm up here. I always like to have the benefit of the doubt, or I don't want any drama or people overthinking stuff, or even though I'm the main overthinker, but that's in my personal life. But I try to play the mediator. I'm a counselor in training, so I just, you know, I just want things to be light and fluffy in the workspace, and I don't want no drama and nothing like that. So I was just like, maybe, you know how people might subconsciously turn a light off when they leave out or something? Maybe she just subconsciously turned the light off, because maybe at home they might do that. I know I grew up, my dad did not want us leaving lights off. We was leaving the room, and maybe she just is so used to turning the light off. So, you know, she was like, yeah, because I don't know why she would do that. That's like really disrespectful. I don't really know. And so we just thought about it for a little bit. Then she was like, I'm gonna just ask her, because when she get back, I'm gonna just ask her. And I was like, yeah, just ask her, and then that way we won't have to keep talking, trying to figure it out. So about however many minutes later, Sasha comes back. She goes over to her desk. You guys have seen the clip where her desk is. And when she walks in, Kelly is still at my desk, and we're still talking. By this time, we're talking about something way different. Like I said, we just be talking about anything and everything. So Sasha gets back, and she settled into her desk. And then me and Kelly were finished with our conversation, and Kelly goes over to ask her. Kelly says, hey, Sasha, did you turn the light off when you left my office? She said it in a very calm tone, no drama, no nothing. She just said it just exactly like that. Sasha, in a very aggressive, hostile tone, out of nowhere says, yeah, because you turned the light off on me last night when we was leaving. And I mean all of this and all of this. Because even though her desk is over there, I can still see. And so, because I'm looking, I didn't pay it any mind until I heard that tone. Because when Kelly went over there, like I said, Kelly always comes over to my desk asking me stuff. She's went over to Sasha's desk asking stuff, so that didn't concern me. I'm still doing my work. But when Sasha got loud, now I'm like, what is happening here? Y'all excuse, these twists is struggling in the back. So anywho, so I'm like, what was the hostility out of nowhere? And then so anyway, Kelly's like, what are you talking about? I don't really know. She's like, yeah. Sasha goes, yeah, because when we left, or when we were leaving last night, I was still at my desk, you know, packing up, and you turned my light off. Kelly proceeds to say, it was 5:17, and the reason why she knew that time was because a temp came to pick up his check, and we had to sign in the time that they come to pick up the check. So that's a random side note as to why she knew the time. And our office space is also a shared space with other companies. So pretty much everybody leaves at either 5 or 5:30, depending on the day. So she had the other companies had already left. So she turned the lights off in everywhere, like the kitchen, everywhere. And Sasha's, I almost said her real name, Sasha's desk was the last desk to have a light on. And Sasha's stuff was already packed, computer was off. She appeared to be done, and Kelly was already turning all the lights off everywhere else, so she just turned her light off too. It was just like, Kelly has been there since January, and when she leaves, she's usually always the last person to leave, and she's just used to cutting all the lights off. So to her, it was just like, I'm using the light thing. It was like muscle memory, or just for her to do it. So she really didn't think anything of it. But apparently Sasha took that personally and thought that it was rude for her to turn the light off. So this is where the hostility came from. Over a light switch, y'all. So anywho, she's getting loud, and Kelly's like, I don't understand, like, she didn't understand what she was coming with, and Sasha was like, yeah, it's very disrespectful how you did that, So they're getting loud. So then Sasha says, well, we need to go in your office to talk about this because it doesn't concern Cassandra, and she doesn't need to hear this. And so Kelly was like, okay, well, we can go to the conference room, because again, another side note, Kelly's like in her head, and she ended up telling me this later, like, nobody's going to tell me where I'm going to go, and her office is not a neutral space. The conference room is a neutral space, and you know, that's just what she decided. So they go into the conference room, close the door. I can see the conference room from my desk as well. I can see everything from my desk. And I just see, you know, Sasha in the head movement and all this, and get over a light switch. So I'm just like, what is a light switch? So anywho, his back is to me, so I don't know what her face was doing, but she might have had an attitude with her face, but her hands was down, and you know, it was fine. Sasha was doing all this extra stuff. Mind you, Kelly is technically our supervisor and technically the one who hired her, so the fact that Sasha was going off like that already was a red flag for me. But anywho, so I'm just like, okay. So I'm distracted, to be honest, and slightly nosy. So I'm like halfway working, but halfway trying to make sure don't nothing pop off. And in my head, like, I'm saying this jokingly, but as you'll see later, it actually did pop off. So eventually, after just only a couple minutes, I actually went to the bathroom while they were still in the conference room. When I came out of the bathroom, Sasha is storming out of the conference room like, oh, there's no point of talking about whatever she was saying. I didn't really pay attention because I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And so I'm like, I don't know. So she's just yapping. I go back to my desk, and Kelly comes over to my desk and proceeded to tell me what their conversation in the conference room was about, which was, again, more about disrespect and the light, and how Sasha said, like, Kelly not gonna run her up out of here like she ran the last recruiter out of here, and some other stuff. So then we're like, me and Kelly was like, what she talking about the other, like, what she know about the other recruiter and the other situation, and what does that have to do? The other recruiter didn't have nothing to do with this situation at all. So I'm just like confused. It was just all a very confusing situation. So mind you, then me and Kelly are at my desk talking. We're going back and forth. We talk about that. We're talking about that. Again, Kelly always comes to my desk talking about stuff, or I go into her office talking about stuff. I just have kind of sit there. I'm not involved in the situation. Kelly came over to tell me about the situation. I'm listening, but I wasn't really a part of it, but Kelly chose to come over here, so I'm going to talk to her. But Sasha didn't like that, not one bit. So she yelled from her desk. She was like, if y'all have anything to say about me, y'all can pull up a chair and come over here to my desk, and we can talk about it all together instead of talking about me right in my face over there. And so Kelly... Kelly was like, I can talk to whoever I want to talk to, wherever I want to talk to them, and all of that. So I'm just like, oh, it's just getting bad. So I stand up and go over politely to Sasha's desk. I was like, hey, you know, me and Kelly talk all the time. It wasn't anything personal. Nobody's talking about you. She's explaining to me, she's venting and explaining to me what happened. And Sasha's like, well, no, y'all don't need to talk about nothing. And I was doing her job when she was out last week, talking about when she was sick and when she had her wedding. And going off saying all this stuff. So that obviously triggered Kelly. And so now Kelly done walked over to the desk like, what's it about? And now they going back and forth about whatever. And I'm like, all right. Voice levels is going up. We share this office space with other people. As a matter of fact, one of the owners of the other companies came out to see what was going on, but he saw that it was like just us. He came out and he was like, oh, I just said if everything's okay. I thought it was like, you know, another temp who came in and like was mad about his check or something and went off, because that has happened before in the past, before I got there. So he was just checking in on us. He saw that it was just us, and so he just went about his merry way. He was like, I guess they're just having a co-worker spat and whatever, none of my business. So he went on back. He just wanted to make sure we was being safe, which almost won't safe. So I just was feeling, to me, that it was getting a little out of hand. Then I was getting a little nervous. And so I was just like, okay, since I'm close to Kelly and I feel more comfortable with her, I just decided to guide her away, because they were getting closer and closer to each other's face. And I was just like, Kelly, come on back. Come on, roll it on back. Just roll it on back. It's fine. It's not worth it. Like, y'all yelling, it's getting loud. The whole office space can hear you. The whole floor. It's too loud. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. So I'm pulling Kelly back. I'm just saying, just go outside. Just walk it off. Like, it's just not, this is getting heated for no reason. So I am pulling Kelly back to the elevator. And Sasha pulls out pepper spray. She pulls out pepper spray and says, here, I got something for you. So the first side note problem that I realized after the fact was, if she would have pepper sprayed her, I would have got the peripheral pepper spray, and I would have been blind for no reason, because she wanted to pull pepper spray on her, and I'm right beside her. So that's a side note of that. And I'm just like, and Kelly's like, did she just pull pepper spray? And I'm just like, don't, because it was really about to be a physical altercation. I said, you know what? Just come on. Let's go. Eventually, both me and Kelly got in the elevator, because I had to get on there with her while pulling her wrist, and we went on downstairs. Kelly cooled down. We came back upstairs. It was fine. Until Monday. Monday, I found out that Kelly actually pressed charges. She made a police report on Sasha for pulling out pepper spray, because she felt like she had a weapon in the workplace environment and she was not physically attacking her, so there was no need for pepper spray as self-defense. So that was just a side note investigation that's still kind of going on a little bit. But from that police report, Kelly decided to work from home, because she said that basically Sasha's a loose cannon and she don't want to be around her. She don't want no parts of it. So that's that part. So then this is the following week, from the pepper spray was that Friday. Then the following week happens, the police report is up and it's happening. Kelly asked me, since I was the only witness, she asked me to write a witness statement, which I did, from just what I saw that happened, and that was fine. And then, so this is the second week. Now we're into the next week. Tuesday, which is actually this week that just passed. Tuesday of this week, my boss was not here during the situation, during the pepper spray situation, I just want to call it. He calls me into his office to ask me for my statement about what happened. So I let him know what happened. And that was that. I let him know exactly what happened. I have no reason to lie for either one of them. Me and Kelly are cool, but I'm not gonna lie for her, okay? Because the Lord is my shepherd and we ain't out here lying. So I said what happened. And Sasha didn't really take too kindly to that, because which the office is small and the walls are thin or whatever, and I talk loud anyway. So I guess she heard what I was telling my boss, which is fine, because what I was telling my boss is what I experienced. So she goes into the office after I left out and basically got loud with the boss. And she's like, I don't know why you believe them. They're lying. And Cassandra calls herself a Christian, and I don't know why she would lie for Kelly like that. And I'm just like, hold up. Ain't nobody fine. You're mad because I'm explaining what happened to me. Just because you feel like it happened a different way is not my problem. But now you want to call names, which is fine. It's whatever. I'm just like, okay. But I've just never been attacked like that. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So anywho, she comes out of her office. And I was going to politely approach her. And I intended to be like, I'm not sure. I don't know what I was going to say, actually. But before I could even say anything, I wanted to address or kind of figure out why she thought I was lying. I didn't know exactly what my boss said to her as to would make her think that, or she said something when she came out. She said something like, oh, so you didn't feel that you didn't feel that it was self-defense or something along those lines. That's twisted what I actually said, which a side note is my boss, he do kind of twist things. So however he presented what I said to her triggered her into feeling as though I was lying or making stuff up. So anyway, she came out from his office. She yelled at him on her way out of the office. So mind you, she's being disrespectful to him now because she's like, oh, he's taking sides and all this other stuff, which he wasn't. And then she came out to me talking about, oh, so getting loud with me. And so, again, I was going to go over to her and be like, I just explained what happened. From my perspective, I was pulling Kelly away from you. You guys were not having a physical altercation. And I personally didn't see a reason for pepper spray, but that's just my personal experience. That doesn't mean that you didn't feel threatened. I was giving my statement as to what I felt happened. And I apologize that you're mad about that. I wouldn't have said those exact words, but something along those lines. Before I even got a chance to say anything, she's like, I would advise that you don't come over here. You need to go back to your little desk. And now she's loud again. Now, mind you, she was loud in the first incident, but my boss wasn't there. To this day, she was loud towards him and loud towards me. So when she was getting loud like that, I was like, okay, so I don't want her pulling pepper spray out on me, and I can't really fight. So I'm gonna walk myself right on back to my boss's office and let him know that this is too much going on. But I didn't even have to tell him, say anything. As I was walking back to the office, he was coming out. He said, you can just sit in there. He went out and told her that today would be her last day, and he let her go. And that was basically the end of that. I did watch through the window when she left, though, because she's a little bit of a loose cannon, and she knew which car I had, and I thought she was going to slash my tires or something. I don't know, because the whole thing started from a daggone light switch. So I was just concerned and confused, and I don't know. Yeah, that's all. I didn't get a chance to get my snack, but it's good, y'all. Try it out. I hope y'all enjoyed this pepper spray story. If you actually listened to the whole story and made it to the end, leave a comment down below saying pepper spray time. Okay, leave a comment below saying pepper spray time so I know that you watched all the way to the end. But anywho's, that's all for today. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you all so much for watching, especially those of you who watched all the way to the end. And remember to love always. Bye. I am yours and you are mine.